If you're gay, then you're gay. Don't pretend that you're straight. You could be who you are any day of the week.
I think I'd have a heart attack. Never put my love out on the line. Never said yes to the right guy. Never had trouble getting what I want. But when it comes to you, I'm never good enough. When I don't care, I can play 'em like a Ken doll. Don't wash my hair, then make 'em bounce like a basketball. Like you, make me wanna act like a girl. Paint my nails and wear high heels. Yes, you make me so nervous that I just can't hold your hand. You make me go, but I cover up, won't let it show. So I'm putting my defenses out, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. Never break a sweat for the other guys. When you come around, I get paralyzed. And every time I try to be myself, it comes out wrong like a cry for help. It's just not fair. Brings more trouble than it always worth. I guess for air, it feels so good, but you know it hurts. Like you, make me wanna act like a girl. Paint my nails and wear perfume for you. Make me so nervous that I just can't hold your hand. You make me go, but I cover up, won't let it show. So I'm putting my defenses out, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. I think I'd have a heart attack. The feelings are lost in my lungs. They're burning, I'm about to be numb. And there's no one else to blame. So instead I'll take off and run. I'm running too close to the sun, and I'm bursting your flame. You make me go, but I cover up, won't let it show. So I'm putting my defenses out, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. 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 I think I'd have a heart attack.
So that was Heart Attack by Demi Lovato off her album Demi. Alright. So, in the last chapter, chapter 48 of The Nerd, and I'm trying to think how much longer do we have in this book. Oh, well, today is the last chapter of this book. Let me quickly check and see that that's right. Yeah. So this is the last chapter in this book, and then tomorrow, it seems like Wednesday, we're starting new books. So the next one we will be doing a Vocaloid story called Nico Len. So, you guys are going to hear me apparently kind of like squeal as a cat. So, yeah, it's not going to be pretty, but whatever. In the last chapter, chapter 48, Niall and Liam met up with, well, Louie and Harry met up with Niall and Liam, or Liam, in the park. And they were talking about the wedding. So, chapter 49, here we go. Niall's point of view. I can't wait to see the girls in their dresses. Louie curled at kissing Lacey's cheek and held her on her hip. I know, they're gonna look adorable, I agreed, with the other two walking in front of us. And the boys in their little tuxes, Louie smiled tearfully. I just hope Liam and Harry don't mess it up. Hey, no tears, Tomlinson. This is supposed to be a happy day. I chuckled lightly and rubbed his arm soothingly. Don't worry, I trust them. I can't help it with my damn hormones, he sniffed. And I laughed lightly. I hope so. I chuckled, glancing up at the shop as Louie got the triplets inside. We were taken to the back room by ourselves, so we could dress the younger ones. A few rails of beautiful clothes to the side. Pretty, Lacey whispered, as she squirmed down, toddling over and gently trailing her hands across the material. Yeah, it's pretty. You want to try something on? Louie smiled softly, walking up behind her. Yeah, she beamed and tugged at one. You gotta put on the one that Niall chooses, Louie said, lifting her up and kissing her cheek. She's okay. Just make sure it's white. I chuckled, smiling down at her. Lacey smiled and squirmed down again, crawling under and standing in the middle of 2 rows before looking down at Anne. She started to tug on the small one and whined. Do you like that one? I smiled, picking her up. The one she was tugging on and looked at it. It was quite puffy, and the skirt was beautiful pearl color, with a small material-made flower all the way around the waist in a neat line. And I smiled warmly and nodded, handed it over to Louis so he could help her with it. Wow, it's beautiful, baby, Louis smiled, brightly, bringing her behind the curtain to change her. What about you two? I asked, glancing over the others. Like this one, Anna whispered, pointing on the yellow dress. I smiled, lifting it up and seeing it was exactly the same as Lacey's, small flowers around the waist and a puffy skirt. Good choice, I chuckled, handing it to her. Go see your papa. She smiled, running through as she giggled madly, hearing Louis chuckle softly as I sat back down on the small plush footrest. Nah? Britton glanced up at me, pointing on my torso leg. Yeah, baby boy? I smiled down at him. Dress? He asked. No, love, you don't need a dress. You need a tux. I chuckled. He glanced across all of them and dragged me with him, looking back up at him and lifting his arms. I lifted him onto my hip and started to scan through them. While I'm pointing out a black one with a small red tie. How about this one? I offered, holding it up in front of us. He stared at it before nodding slowly, lying his head on my shoulder as he sucked on his thumb. Aw, adorable. I smiled, starting to walk towards where Louis was, but he whined. Want, Nye? He pouted. I smiled, taking him to another corner and pulling the curtain across. I slowly stripped him down and started to slip him into the small tux. Scratchy, he whined. Please, love, you don't have to wear it for long, I sighed lightly. He pouted and let me fix his tie before patting him down and stepping back and smiled at how cute he was in his tiny suit. You look adorable, I gushed, kissing his head. Thanks, he giggled lightly. Papa? Yeah, let's go show your papa. He smiled, me holding his hand and slowly walking out with him. Louis walked out at the same time with both girls in their dresses, giggling softly as Louis gasped under his breath. He looks so smart, he whispered and smiled, picking him up. You're my smart little boy, he giggled, wrapping his arms around his neck and laying his head on his shoulder. The girls twirled around their dresses, causing the skirts to fly out. You both look breathtaking, I smiled widely. They giggled and patted their skirts as a small plump woman walked in, smiling warmly at them all. Aren't you two pretty princesses? She cooed softly. Princesses, Annie giggled. You know what your princesses need? She smiled. What? They both asked. Their hair done, she smiled, chuckling softly. They gasped and squealed lightly. Louis mouthed a thank you as she pulled out a small box. She sat Lacey in a chair first and started to comb her hair. What's your name, honey? She asked softly. Princess Lacey. She giggled, kicking her legs and tugged that hung off the chair. That's a beautiful name. Shall we add some lace to your hair then? She smiled, pulling on a line of white lace and started to weave it into a side plait that led to a small bun in the back of her head. Lacey smiled brightly and she waited patiently until she was finished, ending up with 2 small plaits on either side of her head, weaving a lace in the smaller bun in the back. There you go, sweetie. The lady smiled softly. What do you say, Lacey? Louis reminded. Thank you, she squealed lightly. My turn, Annie whispered. That should probably be the. It says he lady, but it should say the. The lady nodded and helped Lacey down before lifting Anne up and started to gently brush her hair. I'm Princess Anne, she said before the lady could ask, smiling brightly. That's a beautiful name, too. Would you like some flowers in your hair? Yes, please, she grinned. Oh my god. It's hot. Sorry. The lady smiled and twisted a strand of hair down each side of her face, slipping it into the slides in the back that slide a tiny pink plastic flower into the sides where twisted. She left the rest down and gently brushed the ends, curling it upward slightly with the brush. There you go, honey, she smiled, carefully helping her down. Thank you, she giggled and bounced over to Louie. Look, Papa, look. Yes, baby girl, you look beautiful. You both do. Louie smiled. She giggled, and they both hugged his leg, each. Britton's still attached to my neck. I stepped closer to the lady. Can I get those clothes they've got on, please? I smiled, and thank you. No problem, dear, and yeah, of course. If you can get them off and bring them to the desk, I'll scan them, I smiled, warmly nodding before we're leaving. Ready, guys? Take the dresses off so Uncle Nye can buy them, Louie smiled. The girls pouted but listened. Right back behind the curtain, Louie followed them with Britton. He started to change them carefully, and I waited outside until they came out. Their hair is so perfect. And Louie holding the three hangers with clothes on them. Whew, it's hot in here. Let's go buy them, I smiled, holding Lacey's hand gently. I led them out where the lady scanned them, getting my wallet out and paying for them as she carefully wrapped them up and slipped them into the bag. Congratulations, she smiled, glancing down at my ring. Thank you, I smiled, gently twirling it on my finger before waving and walking out. Show Daddy my hair, Amy smiled. Yeah, Daddy at Uncle Lee and Nye's house. Whew. I don't know why I'm so hot. Whatever. That sounded crazy, but whatever. Alright. I nodded slowly and helping them get them all in the car, sitting in and drove home with them. I parked up and got everyone inside where Liam and Harry were in the kitchen drinking a cup of tea. Hey guys, I smiled, walking over to them and kissing Liam's cheek. How was best man shopping? Great. Max was a bit tired, so he didn't whine as much. Liam chuckled, he's having his nap now. I nodded slowly and smiled, leading into Lacey and Anne ran in, giggling, hugging Harry's leg. Hello, girls, Harry chuckled and gasped. You both look beautiful. We're princesses, Lacey beamed. That's right, you both are little princesses. Harry grinned, lifting them both up onto his hip each and kissing their cheek and held them close. That's the end, sadly, of this book. I don't know if there's gonna be more, but, I don't know if I ever told you. Who Wrote This is by Smile Beautiful 123. If you guys want to comment on who, I don't know if this is a girl or a guy, but make sure you can somehow get to them and say, hey, keep going. And if she says, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that book, don't be mad. I mean, it's still a really good book, but I would like to see actually what happens next. So, next week Tuesday, we will be ending The Past Happens Now, and then we're starting a new book, the second book in the series of The Football Player and the Emo Boy. So that's the end of this chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, gay is okay, just ask the GSA. Mwah!